And now, through the magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future, Transformers Slag Podcast. What's up, everybody? I want to know, is the audio quality okay this time around? There's been a lot of weird hiccups that have been going on with YouTube and Streamlabs over the past 24 hours for a lot of content creators, and I only learned about this just recently. So I want to make sure everything's running okay. Does everything sound good? Do I sound okay? No? Yes? No? Before I go into my opening and then we get into everything? It's very weird. Very, very weird. It's good? All right. It's a long story. Anyone who looked on Twitter between what was going on with monetization and Streamlabs, everything just crashed all across the board on YouTube. It was pretty crazy. So how we all doing? Just wanted to make sure before I get into everything. That's why we ran a little late starting today, because I was unaware. Got home, did my thing, got to the computer, started to get ready to do the live stream, and then all the drama started. It was pretty crazy. So how we all doing? My name's Proto Man. This is the place that runs the face, and this is the Transformer Slag Saturday night live stream podcast. I sound Canadian. Yes, I do. I hope so. Maybe I haven't been doing it right all these years, eh? But yeah, it was an interesting week in Transformers. A lot of stuff was going down. Thank you for joining the YouTube membership, Mike Rosen. 11 months now. But, oh my goodness, we even have now already, we already have some spam bots too. What? YouTube, guys, YouTube, you guys got to get your act together, man. It is getting absolutely brutal what is going on. I am going to have to get rid of the spam bots. I don't have my mod today. It is going to be a busy day because I want to do a giveaway also today. But we're behind on everything. Spam bots coming in, trying to give you guys dating sites. Maybe I should leave them in. What do you think? Should I leave them in for the dating sites? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, so there was a bunch of announcements today. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too oh wow and awesome. But some new stuff nonetheless. Some Walmart exclusives were revealed. What else was revealed? A whole bunch of things. My slides at one point weren't loading up too. Like it is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy what has been going on for the past 24 hours that I was not aware of for all the streaming people and YouTube content creators. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into all our Transformer news today. I apologize again for running late. Yeah, I know, runs the face. I am out of it today. Right away, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Why isn't anything working? You know, audio wasn't working well. The slides weren't working well. Then I find out, like, people weren't able to monetize stuff. Like, monetization wasn't working. So, like, you know, you couldn't even go live because they didn't think you were a YouTube partner. And if you're not a YouTube partner, you can't do a live stream. And if you can't do a live stream, you can't monetize. Music is still playing in the background too. Wow, it is just brutal today. It is brutal today. Man, thank you for that. Thank you for that. So let's get into it. Rough start today. Rough start, but hopefully we'll get things better. And we're going to start with some good news in Galaxy Shuttle. Galaxy Shuttle. I talked about it a lot in the individual segment. Broke down the history, what's going on, who's this character, what he is, who he is. I suggest you go back and watch the original segment. I'm starting to do a more visual aspect to the podcast. instead of just the spoken word, putting a few slides in here and there to give people a visual of what I'm talking about. This always did start as a podcast, and I always wanted it to be a podcast and be more about what is said more than what is seen. But I do sometimes feel that sometimes the visual aspect has to be, has to be put in there so that people could understand what I'm talking about. Even if the slides and everything are out there and the information is out there and the images are out there. So I did an individual segment about Galaxy Shuttle early this week. Talked about his history, but I just wanted to say, damn, he's looking good. And again, super chat below, your opinions, and I'll read them out loud too for everything that's going on today. But I like what I see. Obviously, he does have the flaws of being part of that Astro Train sculpt. I still feel, I'm kind of conflicted because I really liked that Voyager class Astro Train mold that Titan's Return gave us. And I felt that one, I guess shape-wise, could have worked a little better for Galaxy Shuttle, but it also is cool to have him in this size as a leader class as opposed to a Voyager with the Titan's Return mold, because he was always a big boy. He was huge. Stood right next to Starsaber combined, no problem, because he was the Autobot transport for a lot of people. I like it a lot. But, it still has its flaws. And I've said this many times when it comes to Hasbro products, especially with Transformers, is they never give you the best iteration first. We have the Galaxy Shuttle trademark, now part of the Hasbro family in the Western world. They're going to give us this version. And then, fast forward a couple years, we'll probably get a better Galaxy Shuttle that's more in tune with what his animation model looks like. I know that sounds crazy, but I've seen it before and I'll see it again. They got to sell us these characters multiple times. So as much as I'm excited about this, and I like what they do here, especially with how they turned the tender of the train thing into the train engine into, a fraction of zone base, or micro base, or rocket base, whatever you want to call it. So I like it a lot, but at the same time, it's like I feel like there's going to be another shot at this, that we're going to see something. But as it stands right now, like I said, it's a very smart release. All those red pieces matching that of the rocket base, the one black gun representing his original toy. Let's just move on to how they compared to the original toy. Again, I like what they did. I like that the head sculpt matches the original, how it looked in the packaging. So there's also that aspect to it too. It matches the packaging look of the original Generation 1 1982 Victory release. So I'm conflicted. There's a lot of really cool stuff they did here, from the decos, from the plastics, from the colors. But I also feel like they're going to do something better later on. They just always do. They just always do. And I'm going to get into it, especially when we get into the Hasbro investors panel, because there was a lot of stuff that was going on. Let me tell you, that's going to make me scratch my chin for a lot of the things in the future. But we'll get into that later this evening. But yeah, I dig it otherwise, but there is a lot of crazy stuff going on here. So we'll see what happens. A lot of people were saying how it could also be the Diaclone Astro Train, because there was also the Diaclone Astro Train was like all white. So if you put like the Astro Train head sculpt on this body, you kind of have a Diaclone Astro Train also. So there's a lot going on there. Maybe there'll be like some 3D printed heads for it and some repro labels that cover those Autobot logos and the Victory thing and turn it into Decepticon stuff. But I still like it. I still appreciate the effort. Again, I love Transformers Victory. I love Galaxy Shuttle. I was showing people on Instagram my original Galaxy Shuttle busting out of a Velocitron Speedia 500 packaging. So I appreciate it. I like what they're doing. But at the same time, when you see this hundreds of times before, I feel there's going to be something else in the future. But it is what it is. MSRP on him is $55.97, exclusive to Walmart. He is not sold out right now on Walmart stores. Will be shipping out December 12th, 2022, so you'll be getting them a little bit earlier than some of the other Walmart announcements. I would not be surprised if he's on shelves right now and breaking the street dates of this, because the last Velocitron announcements, all the pre-orders came out way after people were already picking them up in stores. So it's probably going to be the same thing here with this Wave 2 stuff. I mean, we're already seeing Shadow Strip and Crasher in specific Walmarts here and there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I dig it, but we'll see what happens. Next up, let's get into those G1 reissues, Starscream. So we got G1 Retro reissue Transformers the movie Starscream. Again, I did a fantastic individual segment about it, breaking down the sculpt, the molds, tons of photos and images. If you want to see what's going on with that, I suggest going back the past couple of days in the stream and checking it out. But I just want to again, cover more or less what we saw today. I forgot to mention in the individual segment that they also changed the rubber nose cone on the original. The original and every version before that always had a blue nose cone. So they're going for super show accurate, where it's going to be gray. So that's a nice touch also that they did. Box art by Marcelo. Again, I like what they're doing here. And this one is a classic example of how many times have we gotten this Starscream mold, both in reissues and repaints. And yet again, this is now the best version of that 1984 mold. Let's just bring it in, yo. I mean, you have the original 1984 mold. Then they did the 2003 reissues, which they gave it in the Takara Book Box G1 collection. They gave it the more G1 accurate colors. They gave it the peg holes in the hand with the new sculpted peg hole hands. They gave it the G1 Megatron gun. And that was, at that point in 2003, the perfect Starscream of that mold. And at the time, we didn't even have something like, at the time, Classics or Generations. So I could argue even probably one of the best Starscream figures even. Maybe the Robot Master at the time, you could argue also was pretty good. But there's, and then you fast forward and then they reissue the 84 one. They use the sculpt from the 2003 version. Then, of course, it got localized in the West and it had different weapons and different missiles. Again, I go into all the little fine details and I show the images of the different sculpts. But now we got this one here. And I think it looks fantastic. The brand new way that they did the face with the red eyes and the black, kind of charcoal paint. The way that they painted everything else. There's no more stickers. It's all tampo. It's all painted on. So that's a nice touch too. People were rumoring that it might be also plastic instead of die cast. I think they left the die cast in. The way that shoulder assembly is, it's a long metal pin that has to go through a die-cast shaft, giggity, no pun intended. But I don't really think they made it a plastic, kind of situation. I've messed with bootlegs of this mold that did use plastic, and I don't know, it doesn't work out. No, Aaron, it isn't the original mold anymore. They changed it big time since 2003. Like, I don't even think the original mold exists anymore in a lot of ways. And, well, maybe not. I wouldn't say the original mold. I would say the original Western mold. Because the Western mold now has the different sculpted missiles, both the bombers and the null rays. It has that different sculpted hands, which they got from the 2003 Takara one. That thing has been changed so much throughout the years. But I still think that they're going to probably stick with the die cast, like all that red that was die cast on the original, and I think they're going to stick with that. I don't think they're going to change it too. And same thing with the landing gear. Landing gear was metal also. And Aaron Archer, everyone in the chat today. Yeah, that original is dead. It was played out. Oh, if I can imagine. There's some molds I can imagine that are probably mush at this point, especially Seekers, especially Seeker jets. Like, that thing had to have been, like, redone in 2003. We killed it with the true reissues. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have so many of those still mint in box. Sometimes, I'm telling you, I contemplate taking all... I bought all of those brand new, never opened them, saw them as collector's items, even though I own the original molds. And now I'm, like, going, maybe one day, I don't know, I'm going to bring them all and just sell them. don't really need those reissues, but I don't know. I'll see how I feel. But yeah, good stuff otherwise. You know, very excited about it. It looks really good. This guy actually sold out initially when the pre-orders first dropped. Sold out initially, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, it's not sold out. It's available $33.97, which is interesting. It's actually $1 cheaper than its original MSRP from 4 or 5 years ago. But like I mentioned in the individual segment, that might explain things when we get the hot rod. Ships out January 13th, 2023. So see that next year. And now let's get into my boy. Let's get into my boy now. Let's get into hot rod. So G1 hot rod. Again, go back and watch the individual segments because I don't really have all the slides here. Going for that show accurate color, aka the test shot colors found in the original instruction manuals. If you want to make it even more accurate to those instruction manuals, mistransform that spoiler and have it pointed down for the original 1986 catalog. And I mean, the way that I see it, it looks great. Just like the Starscream, it's them taking that mold and seeing how far can you go. How much can you paint this to convince people to buy this mold again after it's been reissued? No joke, 7 different times. 7 different times the G1 hot rod mold has been reissued across both Japan and America. The Target Masters, Rodimus Major, reissues ultimately again. Heck, in 2018, we had the backwards reissue, which they were all packaged backwards in the box, and that was just the way it was. So this one here removes the chrome, uses some much more kind of grayish white for all the chrome areas, which is the exhausts, the weapons, and of course, well, the weapons weren't chrome, but the engine and the exhausts were chrome. The weapons were gray. Probably were all molded in the same color on the original toy. I wouldn't know. I don't have a single Roddy that is missing its chrome, unfortunately. But this was the 2018 reissue. It used a chrome sticker, which was different before. Same thing with chrome sticker on the side. And we have now all paint. Everything is paint. And it's show accurate. Let's pull down. I'm just going to grab the extremely show accurate Metal Force statue, which is always my example for this. And you have the 3-prong going on there, the paint on the wrists, the paint inside the crevices of the shoulder. All of those things are done on this one that the original toy did not have, which is a very interesting way to go about it. Even the way they did the legs, painting that, breaking it up, unlike the stickers that were done on the original. Let's bring it all in. Why not? You could see just how different things were originally. And I mean, it's not just me trying to be a bias because I love that character to death, but I mean, geez, they really did a very good job here to convince this hot rod collector to buy yet again another hot rod mold. Yet again. Not that I wouldn't anyways, because I'm out of my mind. But they did a fantastic job with this one. And I see them doing more of this. Because Walmart has those molds. They have the Optimus. You know, they got all the others. They're probably going to revisit the Constructicons and go, how could we paint the Constructicons to get them just ever more slightly show accurate? Just ever so slightly more. We could paint on those decos. We could do that box set and put it out again after Tonkinator is done doing his run. Who knows? Who knows? But it's absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. You know? But either way, we got a super chat from Jackson. What's you doing, Jax? How you doing? Hey, Proto, did you know that a G1 Starscream appeared in the original Top Gun? Yes, I do. It actually was in the hands of, I believe, the character Goose. It was his son that was holding actually, funny story about that. I did a panel many years ago at TFCon talking about all the mainstream cameos of Transformers. Like if you watch Aliens, there's actually a Shockwave toy that was used as a prop on it. What was another one that was a really good one? I was showing Dexter's Laboratory stuff where Rodimus made a cameo in that, in a combiner thing. I think it was called Super Robot 5 or something. I've done a ton of stuff like that in the past when I used to do panels for TFCon. Now it's just, I just don't have time for it anymore. I do a panel once in a while with Aaron Archer, and that's really about it. So, but yeah, thank you for the super chat, Jackson. And by the way, Top Gun, top 5 favorite soundtrack in a movie of all time. Like, you watch a movie and you buy the soundtrack, and that soundtrack corner to corner is just absolutely amazing. Top Gun is one. Top Gun and Rocky 3 and maybe Rocky 4. Rocky 4 also, that's a sleeper. Those are just movies that the soundtracks are just absolute bangers. What's up, Larry? Absolute bangers. But yeah, thank you for the super chat, Jackson. Thank you. But yeah, and they're using, judging by how the size of the engine here with the hot rod, as I showed there in the center, they're using the Target Master Mold engine, which just has the wider peg hole, which means it could be technically compatible with other 5mm peg transformers. So you have a G1 toy that also kind of works with all the other, play patterns that we have right now. So awesome stuff. Looks really cool. And yeah, I just heavily suggest if you're going to pick one, although that Starscream might sell out again. So, but if you're going to pick one, maybe pick this guy. Yeah. Okay. Next up, this is not Walmart related, but we finally got to see some decent images of Suiken of the MPG Masterpiece Gatai, Masterpiece Greto, Masterpiece Giant, MPG 04 Masterpiece Ryden Trainbot Suiken. And long overdue to see this one. We had a small little teaser of it at the Takara Tomy Hobby Expo. And it was like, oh, hey, who's that guy chilling on the right there? Oh, it's the final painted version of it. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome indeed. So we finally got some nice images of him. He is the classic Tokai Type 153 Express locomotive and joining the Ryden team to make your combiner. We'll see what happens in the future. Oh, we got a super chat from Alden Tolbert for $2. We really need another T-Rex themed Optimus Prime. Well, we got a lot of that in Rescue Bots, that's for sure. Got a lot of that in Rescue Bots. Funny story with that, actually. We were crossing the border back to... We were coming... I don't know which BotCon we were coming back from, but whatever was the year that Rescue Bots with the dinosaurs came out. And we were coming back from the United States to Canada, and we were crossing the border. And they always give you more trouble when you're going back to Canada as opposed to going to the States. So, they stop you at the border. They go, what was your business? Da-da-da. And then they're like, what did you buy? And I don't know why, but I had like that loose T-Rex Optimus Prime next to me because we all had our stuff packed in the car. And I turned to the border guy and I went, I bought a robot dinosaur. And I swear to God, the blood from Wendell's face just left his face because he was just like, oh my God, we're doomed. Like we're going to get pulled over now. And the guy just laughed. And, because I learned something from my buddy Misam when we used to go to BotCon in the early 2000s. If you talk nerd stuff with them, they don't want to bother with you. You're not bringing in trouble. So just a funny story with that. But getting back to trains that turn into robots. Thank you again, Aiden, for the super chat. I think we'll get a T-Rex Optimus at some point again. They'll make them they'll do a Dinobot repaint or a Grimlock repaint or something. They'll milk those dinosaur molds, throw an Optimus Prime head on it, and you're off to the races. But yeah, Suiken, he's coming. The MSRP on him is going to be 1,900 yen. About $135 American, pretty much, which is, again, par for the course with the other limbs and everything. So it's not too much of a surprise, his price. Again, he comes with the 2 train tracks, the connectors, the one gun, and then the other gun that's going to be used for Ryden, but could also double as kind of a shoulder cannon thing, too. I think he looks great, but I really like those classic trains. I just have kind of a I've kind of like a thing for it. Ever since I was a kid, I really like trains. So to see like train transformers is nice to see because you don't really see them that much anymore. It's really a Japanese thing. They're more trainophiles, I guess is to call it. So looks great. And again, here's the prototype from the Takara Tomy Hobby Expo just a couple weeks ago of how that combined mode is going to look, all in the resin proto here, obviously. But I think he looks great. He looks exciting. It's going to be fun to pick him up completely. I only have the first member of him. I have Shuki. So we'll see when the other ones show up, and that'll be cool. We also got some new stuff that we didn't discuss this week. Some licensed stuff. Let's talk about Jada Toys again and their Jada diecast stuff. This is a new addition to their Metal Figs series and a continuation of the narrative of Beast Wars and pretty much how Rise of the Beast was supposed to have all their licensing, lined up and ready to go for this summer, which of course got pushed back because of the big V and the pandemic. I could use that word now without getting flagged. So here's a nice little G1 box set, but one of these things are not like the other. So we got an Optimus Prime, a Bumblebee, a Megatron, but then there's an Optimus Primal Season 1 in there. So that's pretty cool. If you're a Beast Wars lover, you got a nice little Optimus Primal metal fig here. Now keep in mind, these are the smaller metal figs. So in that image on the bottom right there, on the left is the standard size, which is normally 4 inches. Sometimes they have light up eyes or they have other kind of gimmicks, articulation. The one on the right is what you're going to be getting, which is the 2-inch series. So these are pretty tiny. But if you want to have a nice little tiny metal Optimus Primal chilling on your desk, telling you that, that's just Prime, and then he's telling you that's just Prime, but Prime's right there. I mean, it's a funny little set. But again, when you think about it, Rise of the Beast, man, they want to have that cross-promotional stuff. People are going to be watching Optimus Primal for the first time in years from a mainstream standpoint. Not since like Beast Wars being, a rock and roll success in the late 90s. Is this many people going to hear the name Optimus Primal again outside of the hardcore Transformer fandom? So this is great stuff, really cool. I'm tempted to pick this up just for Primal. I'll be straight with you. If Primal wasn't in that box set and it was like Soundwave instead, this is a skipper. But I'm going to pick it up just for Optimus Primal and maybe Josh Perez. Do you want that Bumblebee? I'll give you the Bumblebee, Josh. Yeah. Pretty cool otherwise. I dig it. We don't have a price yet, but I mean, judging by how Jada normally charges for these, I'm going to guess like $10 to $15 on this. That's what I'm going to guess, probably. And last thing that we're going to cover is Hasbro's Investor Day, and I got a lot to say about this, guys. Man, oh man. There was a lot of stuff that was covered here. They talked about the 5-year movie deal that they managed to re-sign with Paramount. Earthspark already green-lighting a Season 2, even though Season 1 hasn't even aired yet. So that's pretty, I guess, confident of them. I hope it's going to be a good series. I'm not trying to be negative on that, but that's pretty confident to already sign a Season 2 without even Season 1. But I guess maybe because they need content for Paramount Plus, and maybe Paramount Plus is also footing the bill. Who knows on that one? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes with that. The licensing with Rise of the Beast, like we just mentioned before, they're talking about all the licensing opportunities that they're going to be doing, which again, because this is an investors panel, it's people that hold stocks and all they want to hear is numbers and stuff like that. And to them, it's like, don't worry, we're going to get other companies to pay to use our name. And so that's going to put up our margins and our prices. And we got to get our first look of at least a CG model of Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, which we kind of saw through the Smash Changer, through Buzzworthy Bumblebee, just in toy form. So it's not too much of a big reveal for us. It's more just, oh yeah, okay. And we saw the alt modes driving around Montreal here. So, and then of course they talked about the untitled Transformer movie that's going to be an animation, and all we know is the director's Josh Cooley, who's the guy who was behind Toy Story 4 as a director and writer, and a few other projects here and there. He helped with a lot of other Pixar kind of projects, but as a writer or a story editor. And that has a date slated for July 19th, 2024. So that's not even next year. It's the year after that. But the thing that got me more than anything else was all the drama that was going on over the past couple of days. Jeez. Anyone that comes from this world is going to know how this is going to affect our world later on. So, here's the story. Here's the story. So, Hasbro in this investor panel touted record sales to all these, these investors. Oh, Magic the Gathering, record sales. We made twice as much than we did in the past 5 years. And then they talked about Marvel Legends, record sales, $2.7 billion in sales. Was it 2.7? How much was it? $500 million. Jeez. Either way, they made tons of money. Tons of money. I had all this written down somewhere because when I was watching this investors panel, and they were just laughing about how much money they're making, all this money, and then they're laying off workers because they don't have money, even though they just had record sales. And combined with the fact that they just announced through Wizard of the Coast that they're going to be doing a Magic the Gathering booster box where you get 4 packs that are reprints that are not even legal to use in the game. Get ready for this. For $1,000. And it's just me going, oh man, they are testing the water in all kinds of different places so they could make tons of money, because at the end of the day, it's only up. We got to make more money. If we made 8,000 this quarter, we got to make 9,000 next quarter. It's never enough. And we will burn down this building and lose fans over it. It's crazy what I was seeing. I was just sitting there watching and going like, oh my God. The new CEO, Chris Cox, maybe he he really wants to prove himself to the new investors, and he's trying to really show that he could do his thing. But my goodness, I'm trying to see it from both sides, but that's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. And I worry that it's going to hurt different segmentations of the company, because they're going to, I love the guys like Mark and Evan, but they're designers. They're not the greedy business guys. So Mark and Evan, those guys are cool and everything. But then when you get more up on the food chain, you start getting those guys that are just kind of like, ooh, yeah. Oh, we gotta so we're going to take Transformers and we're going to put them in Magic the Gathering, and we're going to make cards of Transformers, and those cards are going to be ridiculously hard to get. They're going to be like 1 per case, and that 1 per case is going to make each one of those cards like $100 each. But don't worry, Transformer fans, we got them by the balls, and we're going to get them to go and buy those cards. Oh, and those Magic reprint sets for $1,000. It's absolutely nuts what I'm seeing going on here. And it's because, and I've said this many times, they're testing you. It's always been what they've do is they test you. They go, we're going to raise the MSRP by $5. And then they look to see, do sales go down or do they go up? They raise the MSRP. COVID happened. MSRP gets raised some more. They have some excuses that they could say, even though they made record sales. They made record sales over COVID. And they had to raise the MSRP because of plastic reasons, even though boxes don't even have windows anymore. I could wear this as a shoe now, Wear 2 of them as like shoes. Or I could use it as a Kleenex box. Giggity. Oh yeah. You can see my sea of Nitro convoys over there. Overrides. Excuse me, Aaron. There you go, Aaron. Eat the whales. Well, that's the term. They're targeting the whales. They're targeting people that just spend anything and they worry about FOMO. There's so much. I was on another podcast, a completely different podcast that doesn't talk about Transformers, that they're Marvel Legends collectors and they're Lego collectors, and these guys, they're like these upper crust collectors, and even them with what's going on with Marvel and their stuff, they were just going like, I'm backing out on that. That's too crazy. So there's so much crazy stuff going on, but I worry that somehow this is going to trickle down and affect us too, because when they see record sales, they're so good at spinning stories. They're so good at that. They're so good at that. They're so good at going, well, nowadays, because of the plastic costs and the war over here and this and that, chrome isn't what it used to be, and oh, did you know the color yellow actually costs 4 cents more? Whatever. You're making up all kinds of stories, and some of them are true and some of them are not. Some of them are just business stuff. But I'm worried. People always say, oh, Proto, you're such a Hasbro shill sometimes. I'm not. I've talked with people who work with Hasbro. I have friends with people that have worked with Hasbro. And I just see FOMO is fear of missing out. I'm sorry, werewolf, to use that term. Fear of missing out. Just people who sometimes they buy something because they're worried, well, if I don't get it, then it's going to go up in value and then it'll be impossible for me to get. Like if I don't get this Tigatron because he's, one day he might be worth money, or I don't know, if I don't get 12 of these, it might be difficult. Or anyone who ran out and bought this full price, oh my God, if I don't buy this full price, then it's going to be impossible to get later. And then, Hasbro Pulse won't do a sale because their inventory is absolutely flooded on the Hasbro Pulse store, and it'll end up going for 50% off. Wait a minute. That did happen. Ugh. Jeez. So, and I've always said this before, practice patience. Literally, out of like 50 Transformer purchases you're going to do, 49 of them are going to go down in price. That one that does go up in price, that's a weird looking baby. Yeah, it is, eh? Very weird looking baby. Doesn't look like me, though. No? Maybe because they're both missing hair, I guess. Either way, point being is, it's kind of crazy what I'm seeing, and I worry that, guys like Mark and Evan, they're not going to be the ones who are going to be screwing us. Those are designers. Those are the guys that have the passion. But the guys that are more up on the food chain, they're going to be pushed down, going like, "Hey, man, like I know that you like doing X, Y, Z, but we need to make profits up and do this and do that." It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy what's going on. And if you watch that investor stream from start to finish like I did, I watched it all. And then afterwards, the phone calls, which are like the phone calls are the cringiest ones. If you have patience to go watch those, it's online. It's 2 hours. The investor phone calls from these people that don't care anything about toys. They're just looking for ways to fluff up their portfolio. And none of their questions are related to the toy business or the entertainment business. It's just like, what could you do for me so that I could not just turn around and sell this stock and go buy Amazon stock? It was so cringy. And I get it. There's people that want to make money and never work a day in their lives, and those are the stock people. I get it. It's cool, the biggest hustle is the ability to make money without having to do anything. I get it. But at the same time, it's so cringy sometimes. And when it's something that I know is going to affect my world, look, you could be lazy all you want, but just don't affect my world, But between what's going on with the Magic, like just literally type Magic the Gathering 30th anniversary booster box. There is hundreds of videos of Magic the Gathering fans going, "I'm done. I quit this hobby." Because the thing with Magic the Gathering is for years they were lied to that their company, Wizards of the Coast with Hasbro, was a community. We're a community together. We don't care. To us, this card, a land, costs just as much as a rare Black Lotus. It all costs the same. So, like, when we make product, we're just thinking of you. They don't care. They're going to take this. They're going to realize that you're willing to pay $100 more, and they're going to charge that, and they don't care because it's all about inclusiveness. We want everyone to play the game and be inclusive. Oh, wait. You smell that? I smell poor people. We don't want poor people. We don't want poor people. We don't want middle class. $1,000 for 4 booster packs? Are you out of your mind? Good Lord. And they're going to do that to us too. I know it's coming. There's going to be a HasLab item that is going to be stupid. Look what's happening. There's the Mattel Eternia that's going on. That's like what, $800 that one? Like it's absolutely nuts what is happening right now in the toy world with all these investors. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just me going like, thank God that I got enough toys to keep me busy. Oh, look at this guy right here. He's just chilling. I got enough toys right here to keep me busy, for the next like millennia. So even if somehow I dial it back on buying product, ever Hasbro goes sour, it's something where those investor calls just left such a bad taste in my mouth. It was absolutely insane. The last investor one was bad, but it wasn't as bad as this one because they were bragging about how much money they made, and then they turned around and fired a whole bunch of people saying they don't have money. So it's like, what is going on? What is going on? And then they did the magic thing with the $1,000 booster packs, and we're going to probably end up... Look, I'm still going to say it to this day. HasLab Victory Saber was overpriced. It shouldn't have been a HasLab item. It could have been retail items, but they didn't want to do that. They wanted to go, ooh, you know what? We could convince fans to pay this up mark of like an extra $100 per item. They managed to pull that off. They managed to do it because people were scared if they don't get in on the Victory Saber, we might have another situation like this boy over here where it's like, oh no, if I don't get him, then he might be like Unicron that's like $1,000 now or $2,000. What is this secondary market price? It's stupid now. That's all I know. So it's like people are scared, so they got in on Victory Saber, even though he literally shouldn't even have been a HasLab item. He shouldn't have been $300. And that's the world we're in today. That's what we're in the world today. It's absolutely nuts. Ghost Rider, oh God, I don't even want to get into that. I was already on another podcast just explaining all that kind of stuff. Mike Rosen with the super chat for $5. Thank you, Mike, for all the love and support. Those better be gold cards embedded with rare jewels. Well, they said the cards have gold backings, so not to be confused, which is ironic too, is because they're like, oh, it has like a gold border backing, so not to be confused with actual tournament legal cards. Then why are you charging $100 for it? That's gonna be $1,000. They're out of their minds. It's so insane what I saw over like the past 48 hours to like 72 hours going on between Hasbro and Wizard of the Coast, those two companies that work together, that it's like I worry about the future when things are going to really like just go over the edge. And they're so fake. They're such a fake company because they talk about so many things and so much like, political stuff and everything, and yet they say one thing and they do another because they're going to say and do whatever it takes to get money from the investors, from the customers. It's such a fake company sometimes that it's kind of disgusting. It really is. I will praise the people who work at it that do amazing stuff, both on the designer side from Hasbro and Takara's side. But sometimes the more you get up that food chain, it just gets disgusting, and you never want to be on that cruise ship with those guys, because let me tell you, they'll throw you off the boat. Media Max catching up with the stream now. It's weird hearing Protonaut at 1.75 speed. I guess I sound like one of the chipmunks. Oscar will return to my attention to buying classic comic books. Good investment, my friend. Get those graded. I picked up a Teen Titans book not too long ago. First appearance of Nightwing. Prince of Phalanx 59, what podcast you were on? Is there any way to go back and listen to it? Oh my God, what is the name of it? It's my buddies from high school. I always do it with them, but they keep changing the name of the channel. I'll tell you what. I'll link it in the pinned comment below. I think it's Free Agent X. It's a black podcast channel. So they have multiple different things that they do. They do like, morning hip hop hour and da-da-da. And in the middle of that was like Fresh Free Figures or something. And it was me and Skinny, Action Figure Skinny. And it's an all black podcast. So if I'm the only like vanilla guy there, that's the one thing that might throw you off. And I've been on other episodes in the past, and we just talk the toy industry. We talk hobbies. We talk all kinds of stuff. I do it once in a while when I have the free time on a Thursday, and they do it live. I'll post the link in the pinned comment in the re-upload of the segment today. But it's nuts. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. MMA Panda with the super chat for $5. We need a new Takara Masterpiece Grimlock to be to scale with MP44. Long time overdue. I think it's going to happen. Him and Soundwave, I feel, are the two next ones that are kind of like due for another reissue, if you will. You know, because Megatron got his new one. We got the new Starscream. We got a new Optimus. I think we're going to get a 3.0 Hot Rod afterwards. You know, using the tooling from this, they're going to figure out a way. Oh, what did we do here? We'll get a 3.0 Hot Rodimus, I'm sure. But yeah, it's nuts. I'm very disappointed with what I saw. I mean, the last time they did that investors panel, maybe because it was still kind of knee deep in the middle of the big V, that they were kind of hesitant to speak the real corporate evil. They wanted to seem more positive because we were still kind of in the middle of the world being weird. And you know, it's just it's sad. Media Max Proto Mang, is Galaxy Shuttle a new trademark they had registered? Yes, it is. It's a brand new trademark, and that means that we'll probably see more of it in the future if they want to, or they'll just let it roll over after 4 years. And you know, something like Galaxy Shuttle, and granted, yes, it's a repaint, retool, partial, but you know, Star Saber couldn't be retail, but Galaxy Shuttle is a store exclusive, and I get it. Yeah, store exclusives, pre-sold exclusives, Walmart, Speedia 500 collection, but it's just it's confusing. It really is. I'm so disappointed. I really am. Really am. How about a giveaway, guys? Do we want to do a giveaway today? Let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. I'm alone today, so I'm going to have to do the giveaway alone. I don't have my my mod today to take care of stuff. Let's play how many different hot rods Proto can hold today. What else do I have within my reach? Oh, this one here. What else is around? That's within my reach. I think that's it. Oh, wait. This is Mikey and Louie made this custom cover thing, too. There you go. That should be the screenshot. There we go. Me with all the Roddies. There we go. What you guys made me do. Look what you guys made me do. Either way, let's go into a giveaway. Let's give away something today, people. Again, giveaway is targeted at my Patreon people and my YouTube members, all the beautiful people with the green names over there. Got to get in some water inside me after spitting. So we're going to do a giveaway. Today's giveaway item, again, courtesy of Binth Studios, is going to be, you're going to get the exclusive, Target exclusive, Buzzworthy Bumblebee 4-pack. But you're not getting the 4-pack. You're getting specifically one character with his extra head, toy, accurate Scorponok. You're getting that figure here today. Shipped to your home. We cover everything. Don't worry about it. So again, you have to be a Patreon member or a YouTube member, one of the green names. Again, you just got to hit that join button and come join us. Might be a little late right now, but just to let you know for the future when we do our giveaways. If you are a Patreon member, to participate, just say your Patreon name in front of it. I have the whole Patreon list in front of me here. If you are a YouTube member, you don't have to do anything. You just have to just give your answer because you have the green name, and I don't have to worry about any of that. So the easy question is, and it's an easy question, name one of the two G1 reissues we talked about today. Name one of the two. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. And I'm going to have to write stuff down here. Oh, yeah. What a day. What a day. Just going to wait for those to all roll in. In the meantime, I'm going to go play with some toys, if you excuse me. I'll let you look at the picture over here. Oh, yeah. Absolutely crazy. But don't get lazy. We got a super chat from Detective Ferret in the meantime. Thank you for the super chat, Detective Ferret. Since you're a Mega Man fan, one of the biggest, my friend, what is your opinion of the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon series? It's cheesy for a Mega Man. It's cheesy for a Ruby Spears cartoon. Ruby Spears did the Street Fighter one. They did the Darkstalkers one. They did the Double Dragon cartoon. all the same voice actor crew. It's all that voice acting crew of Gary Chalk, Scott McNeil. It's pretty much Beast Wars. It's Beast Wars, the Beast Wars crew doing Mega Man. It's the Beast Wars crew doing Street Fighter. They're all cheesy 90s cartoons. But I found that the Mega Man cartoon had the nicest animation of the bunch. I love the way they depicted Proto Man. Even though he was a bad guy in the show, Scott McNeil did a fantastic job depicting Proto Man in it. I got the first time I ever met Scott McNeil back in 2001, I didn't get him to sign something Dinobot related. I didn't get him to sign something Rat Trap. I got him to sign the DVD box set Volume 2 of the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon that had Proto Man on the cover. Since then, I've got him to sign a whole bunch of other stuff, and I came back years later and did this, like, I made this beautiful print of Ruby Spears Proto Man. I got Scott McNeil to sign it and said, you know, thanks for watching, bro. So I like it. It has its moments. There's some really good episodes. Brobots was a good episode. The Mega Man X episode, I forget what the name of that. I think it was called Mega Man X, actually. I think it was called that episode. Vile appeared in that. What was another really good episode? That volcano episode. What was that one called? Oh my goodness. Battle of the Lions or something? I don't remember. So many years ago. 2 seasons, really good. Love the animation. Has an awesome intro. It's one of those cartoons, you know, if everything else sucks about it, at least it had a really cool intro. Super fighting robot. Love it. Love it. Ruby Spears. I dig it. It's cool. Good question. Thank you, Detective Ferret. What do we got here? James Hopkins with the super chat for 5 bones. Thank you, James. Just picked up a Velocitron Scourge. I noticed it has the G2 Autobot symbol upside down on his shoulder. Is that an error or is there a story behind it? Yeah, so the story behind that is, of course, going all the way back to the original Robots in Disguise 8. Yeah, you know what, James? Let's go get him. Let's go get the original, and we'll explain. We will explain. Let's go get it. Let's grab the original from the glass display. Make sure everything doesn't fall over, because it probably will. Alrighty. Made me go get toys today. Ugh. So then. So this was the original Japanese one. There's nice light piping. Look at that beautiful light piping. And it had those upside down Autobot logos. The reason why they did that was because the original sculpt, which was Laser Optimus Prime back in 1994-95, used those G2 logos on the little discs that he used to shoot in his vehicle mode, in his vehicle base mode. And so their logic was, well, if you turn the disc upside down, we can make it a brand new faction, the Combatrons, and that'd be pretty cool. And then, of course, when it was brought over here, because I display them in both modes, this is the American version, which actually has nicer colors, has the nicer red as opposed to the pink. They put Decepticon logos on there instead, so I suggest getting the American version over the Japanese one. But yeah, you know, they gutted the electronics out of it, unfortunately, so that little battery pack isn't there anymore on the back. It is what it is. They just wanted to make a new faction, and they just figured, well, because it's a super round disc, I probably should have pulled some discs out of the display too. You know, they're like, hey, if we turn it upside down, it could be a brand new faction, and then we'll have the Combatrons. Or they just called it the Decepticons in the dub for Robots in Disguise, but still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. But yeah, I'm telling you guys, it's some good stuff. So we have more or less all the names now. So anyone else who's gonna answer, it's too late as of this moment. So we'll go with that. I'm just writing down some of the other names here that joined us. There we go. We'll pick all of those. We'll pick that at random in a moment. Let's see what we got here. Spurnt Miss Prime has joined at the Minicon level. Ronnie Diaz with the $5 super chat. Ronnie, ask a question. Ronnie, don't just give money. Ask a question, brother, or even give a comment. I'll read it out loud. Just type something, man. I'll do it. But going back to that Mega Man cartoon, like, yeah, it was some good stuff. I liked it. I mean, it was definitely better than I love Street Fighter, but man, that Street Fighter cartoon is rough. That is one rough cartoon. I understand it was supposed to be a sequel to the movie, but goodness, that was one rough movie. One rough cartoon. The movie's not bad. It's 90s cheesy Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not bad movie. Okay, so we'll do the we'll announce the winner of the giveaway afterwards. We'll just do some sponsors first. Again, Symbiote Studios actually has an announcement today. Oh, there we go, Ronnie. Just received a Studio Series 86 RC. It's not that bad. Very happy with the mold. Actually, I also got a Studio Series Bumblebee RC. Love it. What do you think of them? I think the Studio Series Bumblebee RC looks absolutely fantastic. That is going to be repainted and retooled into something. Maybe they'll do like a Tron crossover or something with Disney. Who knows? Studio Series 86 RC I do not have yet, but I am curious to get it because I have every other RC mold of that lineage of the deluxe class. So including like the repaints, like the Legends version and the Generations one. So I would like to own that just to kind of compare and contrast what was going on at the time. But yeah, and that Bumblebee RC one looks absolutely fantastic. Love that. I love that they were able to make something out of not having an alt mode. You know, like they just kind of looked at it. Obviously, probably maybe the chicken before the egg. Maybe they made it beforehand, but still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So let's do the sponsors. Symbiote Studios. We're chilling over here. We got our Unicron. Probably should turn the camera a little more. There we go. There's Old Crew, and there's my rescue bot I was messing with today. Symbiote Studios, our plush, our pins, and our t-shirts. Wearing Grimlock today. And then the super chat covered it. Media Max. Does your girl call you Hot Rod in the bedroom? No. There's a lot of names that you could call yourself, if in the bedroom. Hardhead. There's another really good one. There's Discharge. That's another one. That was the 6 turbo member was Discharge. Scattershot. There's a good one. Scattershot. Don't get it in the eye. There's a lot. There's a lot. Chrome Dome. Any of those headmasters. Hey, you could call. Maybe I should call her the headmaster. Anyways, Media Max. There's your answer. No PG tonight. But yeah, Symbiote Studios. Our plush, our pins, and our t-shirts. Get them, man. Get those t-shirts. Get those plush. Get those pins. So we got an announcement today. We're from Symbiote Studios. They're going to be doing something on Prime Days. So Prime Days are coming up with Amazon Prime. October 11th, 2023. How could I forget Erector? How could I forget Erector? I wrote his bio. Goodness. Prime Days, October 11th, 2023. You could get 20% off. By the way, that short URL code there, which I'll also put in the pinned description down there later on the upload, will bring you to their Amazon storefront, and you'll get 20% off select plushes like the Seeker Jets and Hound and Wheeljack. So be sure to check those out. That'll be on October 11th, just a couple days from now, for the Prime Days. So be sure to check that out. Get yourself some Transformer plush, 20% off. Some good stuff. Get yourself a nice Hound. Nice Melanie Hound. Don't you want to have Hound with you? Look at him. Look how big these things are. This thing's bigger than my head. And I got a pretty big head, let me tell you. I ain't talking about the one on my shoulders. Hot Rod. Anyways. Let's get into our second sponsor of the day, and it's our brand new sponsor that's been chilling over there also. Let's talk about And Seats. And Seats, what's what? Yup. Good old And Seats hooked us up with our brand new chair that we have for the podcast today. This is the And Seat Special Edition with lower lumbar support so you don't break your spine like all those other premium gaming chairs. If you don't have this and you don't have this, let me tell you something. You're taking a risk with your spine. But they have this. This is with magnets in it. Well, that didn't work, but here you go. See, it's cool. That has magnets. You could customize it. If you're a tall guy like me at 6'2", or a short guy at, I don't know, 5'9". Beautiful. Lower lumbar support. You can attach it. High, low. Again, I have to put it a little higher because I'm a tall guy. All kinds of cool stuff. Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Megatron. Check the link in the description below. Click it. Check it out. See what you like. They're really cool. Even on the back, an Autobot logo. Really comfy, too. I've always had garbage chairs. I've told people this before. My absolutely garbage chair that I've had for a good 7 months before it crapped out on me from Costco. Paid way too much for it. This is right here. I should have had this from day one. I really should have. And thank you, And Seats, for sending me this chair. Thank you. And check them out. Again, link in the description below. And Seats, man. Good stuff. And they're going to be making more. They're going to be making more different Transformer license stuff, and we're going to report it right here on the pod and let you guys know all about it. Know all about it. We have some questions here. One sec. We need that Shockwave with that big one eye. Oh, yeah, that Shockwave is awesome. I love that Shockwave. Oscar says, any chance Symbiote Studios will release another Dinobot in plush form? Stay tuned. Stay tuned for 2023. Symbiote Studios has a whole bunch of more stuff coming. Tom Laney, when they're talking about making money, is it even possible when they're not advertising new toys coming out? The Hot Rod Stuntman's reissues come out of nowhere. Tom, to cover that one, so what people need to understand, I remember people were talking about this. I saw someone asked me about the Minerva and why like Hasbro never acknowledged it. Here's Proto-Man now going in the corner of Hasbro. It'll sound like now I'm shilling for them. But you guys have to understand something. When you have store exclusives, right? The contract that Hasbro has with those companies, with store exclusives, usually doesn't involve advertising. So to them, it's like, Walmart's going to get those exclusives, the Hot Rod and the Starscream, and nowhere in that contract does it say, oh, by the way, we're going to do a live stream, and we're going to take the time and energy and resources of our employees to advertise your exclusive, So, because they made their money. The exclusive happens, they pay up front for all of that inventory, it's their problem afterwards. Hasbro doesn't need to now spend time during their live stream when they have an hour to talk about all this other stuff to pitch that. They don't need to. It's not part of the contractual deal. So that's why we never got an official announcement about Minerva, because Walgreens didn't have that in the contract. Same thing with any of the Walmart stuff. Walmart has their Walmart Collector Con. They're going to do their own announcements. They're going to do their own hype. And I'm pretty sure they want it that way. They don't want Hasbro spoiling it. They want they themselves to make their own little kind of website and their own little kind of presentation so that people tune in for that. And then there's that cross sale because you went there to check out the new Transformer news, but oh man, that's really cool what they're doing with NECA. Or, oh hey, that Funko Pop. I really want that new Funko Pop. I think that that's kind of why we don't find out about it. Media Max, Proto-Man, did you get a refund on that Costco chair? I could not, unfortunately, because the company no longer exists. Sorry, the arc just fell over. Ugh, he's too big. What's with big orange Transformers? Mister over here too is all orange in the arc. Anyways. Are you sitting on Optimus's lap? No, I use it as a lower lumbar support. Actually, I don't use it as a. I don't use it as a yeah, it's true. You could actually use it as a booster too, eh? That's true. I never thought of that. You could use it. You could sit on Optimus's face. Yeah. Or Megatron, or Bumblebee if you're into that. So these live stream pulse con, Tom Laney says, so these live stream pulse cons such as advertisements for toys. Anymore, no commercials for Legacy. Again, the whole point of those live streams is to create that image of community and create hype and to get people excited. And it's also so much coincidental that they get you excited and then the pre-orders go live in that same moment. And then you make that purchase or that pre-order right away because you got excited from the hype and everything like that. So it's a little bit of a business move more than anything else. And once again, for them to advertise something that they won't have stock of until maybe later or at all, and it's already sold inventory to another company, it doesn't make sense to them. T-Formers 2002 with the $5 super chat. I always interpreted the upside down G2 Autobot badge on Scourge representing the fact that the Death Strongers were originally Autobots reprogrammed and flipped. Yeah, you could see it as that. I guess so. It's like having like an Autobot logo with a slash through it. It's just one way to kind of present that kind of emblem. I could see that. But it's really just them going like, oh, hey, that disc that we molded back in 1994? If you just kind of turn it around, now it's another logo. And it's like, hey, it's the Autobot logo, right? But, I mean, chrome sticker's not the best way to show it. But then if you turn it upside down, oh, maybe now it kind of looks like Sentinel Prime's face or something. I do not know. Chanan Schnademan. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Chanem. With the $5 super chat. Just got my Pterosaur reissue. Was my first Transformer I sadly threw away after briefly losing its gun. Everyone lost the gun. Don't feel bad, Shannon. The gun was stored in the back of the neck, and it was this tiny thing. Easy to lose. Super easy to lose. That and Clawjaw's Boomerang. Man, those are like super easy pieces to lose. Meaningful to finally get it back. Yeah, and that one too, it looks like, it's missing a little bit of paint from the original, from what I saw. It's missing some of the paint on the hands, so it's not 100% like the original, but it's pretty close. And all the value in a Pterosaur, in all honesty, is that gun. So you could probably buy a Pterosaur without its gun, like an incomplete Pterosaur off of eBay, and then you'll have a perfect original Pterosaur, and then you could maybe even sell the reissue without the gun. I'm trying to think of what else is... also, Orkanok, that Beast Wars Microverse playset, all the pieces get lost on that very easily. Very easily. Media Max with the question, Protomang, wouldn't a slight retool of G-Axis be a better Galaxy Shuttle? He had a cockpit on the chest, and you only could remold the wings and head. Well, I guess so, but I think you'd have to remold it more with G-Axis, because I think the overall silhouette of G-Axis doesn't look like Galaxy Shuttle, and I think they really just wanted to have fun, and I mentioned this before, by using that Siege Astro Train mold and having that tender that transforms into a little base platform, you're able to have all that Micromaster cross synergy and play pattern with the roads and the pieces and everything, where you wouldn't have that with not with the Galaxy Shuttle, with the G-Axis. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure they're going to repaint G-Axis into tons of other things down the line. Aaron Archer says here, that's how I saw the upside down logo too. Even Aaron agrees with you. There you go. There you go. There you go. So we already did our sponsors, but let's just talk about Aaron Archer for a moment. We have the new Toy Armada episode that is coming. I'm sorry that it's delayed. We had so much news over the past 2 weeks that everything got delayed and everything went crazy. But we have a new Toy Armada episode coming up. Right now, you have the Armada episode of these specific boys, of Wheeljack, Sideswipe, I was about to call him Hoist, Smokescreen, Sideways, The Beasts. Check it out. Great episode. The Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Go check it out. Good stuff. Throw Toy Armada with Aaron Archer into your search engine on YouTube. Go subscribe. Go like. Go leave a comment. If you're watching us, all 20, 130, 100, whatever, 140 people that are watching right now, go subscribe to that channel. If you like listening to myself talk here, I talk more Transformers and then some and other brands with Aaron Archer over there too. Go check it out. And again, if you haven't yet, I don't know how many books you have left, Aaron, but be sure to also pick up Aaron Archer, The Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 1, the black and white edition. 32 pages of unique Transformer artwork and other transforming robots, all for $20. It's a beautiful little art book from Aaron Archer, all original art. No, like taking old box art and putting it in a book and getting... This is all brand new art from Transformers and other stuff from Aaron Archer's hands himself. And for an extra $15, check that little $15 custom sketch, and you'll get a custom sketch of your choice. You tell them what you want them to sketch. Keep it PG. Or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe you'll want a chrome dome or a hard head. Who knows? But check it out. Go pick it up. Again, archermonster.com/shop, or just go to Archer Monster and check out his whole website. And then go to the shop and buy you some goods. Buy you some greats. Buy you some Aaron Archer. Just don't ask for hardhead. That's how you get it. Good stuff. Okay, so while I was ranting and hiding behind these images here, I was tabulating everything now. And we have the winner today. And if we don't have a winner today, I'm going to save it till next week, because I need to do this with John. I can't do it without him. It's not easy to like tabulate like 100 different people answering from the Patreons and the Super Chat, not the Super Chats, the Patreons and the YouTube members. So the winner today for, let me just pull up the slide too. The winner today for Scorponok is, where's my Scorponok slide? There it is. The winner today for Scorponok is Oscar Medrano. So Oscar Medrano, if you won today, be sure to contact me through, again, if you are, I believe you were a YouTube member. So the easiest way to contact me would either be through Instagram or Facebook. Just contact me. Let me know you won. And we will send you a little yummy Scorponok here. Free of charge. Just send us your address and we'll have it on our way, hopefully by Monday. So contact us, Oscar. Again, thank you for the love and support and being a YouTube member or a Patreon member. Pick your poison, whichever you guys enjoy. And we'll continue doing these giveaways throughout the next couple of months, because we got a lot of good stuff. Speaking of getting good stuff, so I have two things today we're going to be opening. We got more stuff in the P.O. box. We got a interesting little package here from Mikey and Louie, and then another one right here. This one, I have no idea what these are. These are weirdly shaped. What is that? That's a weird shape for Transformers. Can't be a Funko Pop's, too thin this time. So, this one too. What a weird shaped one this one is, eh? So we're going to open these up. Which one should I open first? Should I open this one? I'll leave it once again to the fans. The small one or the bigger one? Which one should I open? While you do that, I'm going to drink some water. I am parched today. I am parched. Congratulations, Oscar. If we gave you normal shaped stuff, you'd predict it as usual. I don't think it's Funkos, though. They're too skinny to be Funkos. Too skinny. It's a thin... Oh, it's true. There's those small Funkos. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's true. There's those small keychain ones. Oh, no. Please. Don't send that. Please. If they do a Hot Rod one, maybe. But the others, don't send those. Don't send those. I'm seeing small. So we'll start with small. The big ones. Start with the small one, so I'm going to rip it, and then you guys get to see it first. Alrighty, here we go. Please don't be a Funko. Oh, that was a good rip, Proto. Okay, there. It's going to come up here. Ready? What the hell is this? What the? Big Bad Toy Store. They're not even sponsored with us. What is this? Oh, Beast Wars Beastal Changer. These are one of those old Kabaya kits from back in the day. Lio Comboy, or Lio Prime as we know him now, with Galvatron. Look at that. Oh, that's going to be fun to build. Ooh. Vintage. Still in there. Vintage kit. Oh, unbuilt. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's going to be fun to build. Back in the day at BotCons, I used to buy the old Kabaya kits, and I'd build them live at BotCon. Bam. Swish. Let's see. Never underestimate the Funko machine. This is cool. What year is this? Has to be like 98, 99, because Beast Wars 2nd was 98. What year was this? Made in Japan. 1998. 1998. Wow. Very nice. Thank you, Mikey and Louie. Very, very nice. Very nice. That's cool. I want to build these, take some nice photos. I don't know if I want to put the stickers on, because usually those old stickers, they don't work anymore. They'll just fall right off. But I'll definitely build it. Definitely build that. Makes me wish we still had our Gundam build days here in Montreal, since the Big V kind of ruined those. I used to bring a lot of them. So let's open up this big boy. Let's see what this is. This looks like it could be Generation Selects box. No. Generation Selects box and more cardboard. More cardboardy. Yeah, it wouldn't be. I'm looking at some right now. All right, let's find out. So, yeah. Okay, there we go. And then, what is that? Oh, geez. Oh, yeah. Look at you. Nice and minty. Oh, that is nice. Now I have one I could open and one I can keep sealed, because it looks beautiful sealed. Look at that. All the glare. Thank you very much. Covert Agent Ravage of the Decepticon Special Police. Swish again. 2 for 2. Yesterday I missed one. I played for the basketball team back in the day. Is it a sticker? Is it a sticker? Oh, it's a sticker of BBTS. Joel's a good guy. Joel's a good guy. Check out BBTS. They're not a sponsor, but Joel's a good guy. I like him. He was always respectful to me. Guy who runs BBTS. Spuntimus Prime. I have not seen those before. Giants Bleed. It could be a Flame Toys model. That would be cool. I love Flame Toys models. Double Beasties. Yeah, it's true. Hey, open 2 Beast Wars products. You know what I love. Beast Wars is the best. Yeah, my birthday was months ago. It was May. It was in May. They just sent me a big box of stuff, and then we're going to be opening leading towards Christmas, I guess. So, and it's fun for you guys too, no? Everyone likes seeing the cool stuff. Andy Davis with the 18-month super chat. Would a Megazord stand a chance against a Transformer? Megazords are way bigger, first of all. The only things that could fight against a Megazord would be stuff like City Formers and Combiners. Because even the Combiners, like, think about Megazords, they stand above buildings. And Combiners, you know, even Devastator or Predaking, you know, they're maybe like 16 stories tall, maybe 12, maybe 10. You know, scale is subjective with Transformers. The Megazords are way larger, way larger. The only thing is, like, if you get a character like Diatlas or Victory Saber, like, you know, more of those like Victory Zone characters that are like super powered up, yeah, maybe they could figure out a way to beat up a Megazord, because they're practically like Dragon Ball Super Saiyan characters by the time you get to Victory and Zone. But in general, you'd have to send in something like Triptychon or Fortress Maximus. It's very few people. And there's way more Megazords than there is City Formers. Or you just send in this guy. Yeah, but he might have other ulterior motives. Mikey says, Decepticons forever. Now I could open up the other one. There's going to be a photo shoot in the future on Insta. Be sure to follow there. Protomang, with all the Stellar Kingdom beasts we got already, how can Rise of the Beast toy line compete? Well, it's going to be apples and oranges. I'll start with that. Are they just going to be inferior toy designs to use, or we already knew we had, or that we already had with Kingdom stuff? No, it's like, let's put it this way, right? Did having really good Optimus Prime toys from, let's say, Classics in 2006 stop people from buying a slew of movie Optimus Prime toys? Does having a Classics Bumblebee in 2006, or the G1 toy in 1984, or the Pretender toy in 1988, or or the Action Master in 1990. Did any of those stop us from getting the slew of different Bumblebee movie toys? They're going to be different designs, different movie interpretations, and people are going to be excited. And if you like it, you're going to buy it. If you don't like it, then, well, that's your choice. I don't blame you. Some of them are worth skipping, but it's apples and oranges. It's two different kinds of, the Kingdom stuff, the masterpieces. Those are Beast Wars Season 1 designs. These are going to be Rise of the Beast movie master designs. I think the confusion that people have is they think like we're going to get we're going to get Season 1 Beast Wars designs in live action. We're not. We're going to get something that's that aesthetic, that look for those movies. You'll see, and then you'll understand. It's Spuntimus Prime. Is there any news on HasLab Victory Saber? Last update we had was that it was going to be shipping out soon. They showed us pictures of the cast molds just to keep us satiated, I guess. Just to go like, hey. And then they did that announcement that a whole bunch of them are now in the bottom of the ocean. And those people are getting refunds and some price matching product as an apology. So that sucks for them, unfortunately. I'm going to be getting one that I think doesn't come with the box as a sample. So I don't even think I'm getting the bonuses either. I don't think I get those. I don't know. I'll see what I get. I'm at their will pretty much, even though I just badmouthed them right now. But the people that I deal with are the marketing people. They're nice people. Very nice people. You can see how much I love them. Mikey says, if they ever do a redub of Beast Wars 2nd for the release here, who would you have voice the characters? I could see Scott McNeil pulling off something for Tasmanian Kid. Obviously, you could just get Gary Chalk to do a different version of like a leader character, just like how he did Optimus Prime for Armada. He did something that was more stoic. And again, when you're talking dubbing anime, it's less free form, like something like Beast Wars. So you could take that Beast Wars cast and they'll sound very different. I could see a Beast Wars, Megatron David K doing Galvatron from Beast Wars 2nd, and it'll be two completely different characters. It'll be done in a very different style. And David K has very good range. So it would be interesting to see. Scuba, some kind of boring, simple voice, Scuba. Bighorn, you could get, what's his name there? Kevin Michael Richardson would be a good Bighorn. Give him some kind of character. Who else? We have Diver, I don't know. Scott McNeil could do a Diver voice, or there's a lot of fun ones that could be done there. Put Ian Corlett somewhere. Where would we put Ian? Actually, maybe Ian should be the Tasmanian Kid character. Maybe. AKA Snarl, Beast Wars Snarl, the Tasmanian Devil. That's a few I could think of. Tom Laney, thanks as always, Proto. Gotta call it a night. Gotta work tomorrow. Hey, take care, man. Thank you for all the love and support and being a YouTube member. Gotta work hard for that money. It's a crazy world out there. Media Max, Protomang, what Predacons are supposed to be in the Rise of the Beast movie? Will we get movie interpretations of show characters that aren't in the movie? Cannot talk about that. There will be I promise you, there will be characters from Transformers in that Transformer movie. I promise you. But I can't talk about that. That's a little spoilery. Collector Prime, $5. Good evening, Proto. With Getting Tarn, do you think we will get the other DJD members? Yes and no. Yes, I think we could potentially get them, but no, because their names would have to be trademarked. There's a few layers to that, and I kind of addressed it in a different segment, but the reason why Tarn is able to happen is he had multiple appearances. He was in Cyberverse. He was in the comics. He's a Decepticon emblem of a face. That's such an easy product to create and sell. It's a leader-looking character. He's the leader of something. He has a Decepticon face. He turns into a tank. So that could be repainted and retooled later into all kinds of characters from Bludgeons and everything like that. and that he appeared in Cyberverse so it could do double duty for another toy line. He works. When you fall into the other characters, their names aren't trademarked. They turn into things that are a little more, how do you do an electric chair? And they're just not the same. It's the same thing what like third-party companies did the DJD members. And the Tarn ones always sold very well, and all the others sold very poorly. Everyone wants Tarn. No one really cares about the others. Maybe we'll get them one day, but I'll be honest, don't hold your breath. Tarn is a perfect storm of a lot of things. He's very marketable to, like, even if you're not someone who reads comic books and you're just a Transformer fan, it's a guy with a Decepticon emblem for a face. So that's appealing in itself as an eye-catching thing, even to a casual fan. Who's this guy? He has a double arm cannon? Is this some different version of Megatron? Like, they don't know, but it's cool. It's cool. So that's all that really matters. Can't answer that question, Tom Laney. Let's see. Spurtimus Prime says, I would love a English dub of Victory. You know what? Some of the Japanese series they don't need a dub. I think that I love Gal Geiger to death, like the series Brave Gal Geiger, and the dub, they did as good as they could with the people that they had. Some things just don't translate well. They need those crazy Japanese voices. They really do. Media Max wants to know, Protomang, if skipping to the Dragon Megatron is an indication that they won't do traditional transmetals. Maybe we'll get fusers, but I don't think we'll get chrome or metallic plastic. I think they did the Dragon Megatron just because they needed a big product that would fit that price point that also could be repainted and retooled into other characters. I don't think it's an indication that they're going from season 1 to season 3. I think it's just them going like, hey, we have a leader price point. We want to do a Beast Wars character, but we don't want to do the T-Rex Megatron. We already did that in the leader price point. We already did, we already did other characters. Transmetal maybe doesn't make sense in that price point. Maybe it should be a large Voyager, or maybe if they do a Transmetal, they want to pair it with a Transmetal Optimus Primal, and that isn't in the cards. So to them, I think they were just kind of looking for a character that would fit that price point and that has a good, like, 'cause when you have a Beast Wars Megatron Transmetal, what do you repaint that into? The Predacon Armada repaint, which we actually talked about on the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Be sure to check it out right there. There it is. Actually, he's not in the shot. Oh, that's a shame. I left him out. But we talk about him too. Anyways, it's something where I could see them doing Transmetals later. Will they use chrome? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe with the reissues we'll see the chrome, but maybe not with new versions of them. Like I see like Cheetor or Rat Trap being the first guys to be getting modern Transmetal toys, and mostly because we already got a Cheetor and Rat Trap in Kingdom, so that's the next progression. And what they do with them will be a strong indication of what they do with everybody else. So, hope that answers that a little bit. Mike Rosen, HasLab, DJD set maybe. Geez, I hope not, because they wouldn't ask $300. They'd probably ask like, they'll all be Voyagers, but they won't be Voyagers priced at Voyager prices. They're going to be Voyagers scaled, and they're going to make them all $100 each. And so what they'll do is they'll release the 5, and then they'll re-release, Tarn with a different color scheme that's more comic book accurate. And they're going to ask like $500. No joke. No joke. That's the way I see them doing it. That's legit. JR Mina, agree. I always watch Japanese stuff with English subtitles. JR knows what's up. JR knows what's up. I always say, watch stuff in its original source material. If you don't have it at your disposal, that's one thing. Watching anime in English back in the day because you didn't have options. But if you have those options, I always watch it in the original source material. It was made in Japan, created by Japanese people for a Japanese market. I watch it with Japanese subtitles just because I know that was the intent, I remember when I went to Philadelphia and I ordered the legendary Philadelphia cheesesteak. And they asked me, how do you want your steak? What do you want your sides to be? And I turned to the guy behind the counter and said, what do you feel is the true encompassment of what is your product, your Philly cheesesteak? And he gave it to me. It's a cherry Coke with a bag of chips, but it was like a specific bag of chips, like Miss Vicky's, with a Philly cheesesteak with that. Oh God, so good. You know, so I always feel like have it how it's supposed to be done in its original form. Don't do like some kind of weird twist on. Don't be that weird guy that gets stuffed crust pizza, but also has to buy dipping sauce, but also has to put like a sauce on top of the pizza too. It's like, just have it as it was meant to be, you know? Purist. I'm a pizza purist, maybe. I don't know. I like whatever. Just no pineapple. Don't be that guy. Giants Bleed. Do you think TM2 Megs could have turned into a D&D crossover figure? Well, again, it's a dragon. We're going to get a Beast Machines repaint, retool. We're going to get Cryotech. They can do a D&D crossover. They already did a D&D crossover. They did a D&D crossover with BotBots. There's a D&D Dungeon Master manual that transforms into a robot. So get your little rescue bots going on. So that one's coming. I don't think that one's out yet, though. So, Protomang, do you have a two screen stream setup? No, I don't. I only use one. Here's the thing. The setup that we have today is actually on a different computer. We had some technical issues. I had to do all kinds of stuff. That's why I was worried if the audio quality wasn't working, because all the time that I normally spend setting up for the stream got completely messed up today because we had all that YouTube drama and everything, so everything got backed up. But one day again, guys, I want to have like a 2-camera stream so that I could show you guys a whole bunch of cool stuff. And we're going to do stuff in the future too. We're going to go to other rooms. We're going to record and do like game stuff maybe in the future. We'll see how I feel. We'll see. He barely has one screen. Thank you. Exactly. This is all running on potatoes, let me tell you. The most up-to-date thing I have is this microphone and this camera. This microphone's a Blue Yeti that was gifted to me by a lovely friend in the YouTube world. All of this is Amazon stuff, and this camera was purchased on Black Friday last year for very cheap. MediaMax, no, I already answered that. No Anchovies by Princeton Phalanx 59. Paul M with the $5 super chat. Anime is where English dub is as good as the Japanese voice. Mine, Fist of the North Star, Ninja City, Shinjuku, Ninja Scroll. Ninja Scroll is very good in the dub. Samurai Champloo had a very good dub crew. I'll throw one into that. And this comes straight from the director of that original anime who said the English dub was better. Golden Boy. What's his name? Mr. Ingawa, who was the director of the Golden Boy anime, when they dubbed it into English, he did a commentary track and said that the guy who did the main character, Kentaro Oe, did a better job than the Japanese voice actor. So Golden Boy. It's a little spicy, that anime. It's not for kids. But it's probably the best example of an anime where the dub is better than the original sound. But there's not many. Rama 1/2, that's another good one, but I'm an old school boomer anime viewer, so some of those I have kind of nostalgic feelings for. Media Max, Protoman, what's your favorite 2D and 3D Mega Man game? Favorite 2D Mega Man game? I mean, everyone's going to say Mega Man 2 and 3. I really like Mega Man 8. I think Mega Man 8's a fantastic game. Once again, don't play the American version with that terrible dub. Bass, we must stop the Mega Man enemy. No, watch the original Japanese version with the original Japanese intro. Electronic communication. Amazing. Rokuman 8, Metal Heroes. Or then it's just Mega Man 8. Yay. Best 3D Mega Man game? Well, we don't have many to pick from. I'll say Legends 1. I really love Mega Man Legends 1. Really good. I could throw. We'll throw in Star Force 3. Has a 3D aspect to it on the 3DS. That's another really good one too. Star Force 3. I played every Mega Man game ever made. I'm a Mega Man nutcase. So in case you haven't noticed through the name. Giants Bleed. Do you think we could get an orange G-Axis homage? I could see them maybe doing that one day, but the orange was actually a holdover from a previous Hasbro designer who wasn't with the company anymore. By the time Robots in Disguise rolled out, stretching my back on the old lumbar support. Feels good. Mike Rosen, what will be the next Transformers crossover figure be? I was hoping for Kit. Just makes sense because that was that same anniversary year. But no Kit. But it would be nice to get Kit. Kit would be cool. I always say Kit because I love Knight Rider. Mikey wants to know, hey Proto, what's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Breakfast this morning was just a handful of nuts and berries. Very light breakfast. For lunch, I kind of skipped lunch because I was out. I guess I had a baguette. I had a baguette in the grocery store. I always buy like one of those fresh baguettes and I destroy it. Dinner, I had fish wings. Love fish wings. I had kind of like a ghetto version of fish tacos, but I had fish wing taco thing with broccoli and orange juice. Delicious. Love it. Good old fish wings. Underrated. JR Mina, Golden Boy. Yup, that's a good one. JR knows what's up. I literally bought the Golden Boy DVD set just so I could have the English dub because back in the day, the English dub was the only thing available with VHS purchases. Good old Golden Boy. I have an animation cell from Golden Boy somewhere. I bought it of all places at BotCon. There was a guy who had a whole bunch of animation cells at BotCon, and I bought an old JoJo cell. This is like before JoJo was like really hot. This is like the old OVA. I bought a JoJo cell and I bought a Golden Boy cell from the guy because all of his Transformer cells were ridiculously overpriced. Personally, Mega Man X1. That's a really good game. Mega Man X1 is fantastic. Mega Man X3 is really good. Mega Man X2 is really good. I mean, I can't pick one. That's the problem. There's a lot of really good Mega Man games. I personally really like the old Battle Network series. I like Mega Man Soccer. I think that's a really fun game. I love Mega Man Battle and Chase. That's a really fun game. You know, I think the only one that kind of is like is like Rock Board, but that's because it's a board game and you know. Rodimus Powered Toy Unboxing wants to know, I have seen a G2 episode with the Constructicons in yellow like the G2 I have seen a G2 episode with the Constructicons in yellow like the G2 figures. Was it a fan edit episode or is Hasbro truly edited for the TV second run? Nah, bro, that's a fan edit. They're the only thing that Generation 2 did to the original footage was they added those bumpers and the transition scenes. They used the Cybernet Space Cube, which is our opening to our podcast here. That's it. And they sometimes shortened episodes and they cut some scenes, but they never edited footage per se. They never did that. That's you're either a fan showed you something that was an edit or something was misremembered maybe. I don't know. But no, Rodimus. Media Max Protomang, how many Patreon members do you need to do this podcast full time? On Patreon, I'll be transparent with you. I make about $300. That's not exactly something to do full time. I would have to make, no joke, like to match what I'm making right now and to be able to pay for mortgage and everything and all of that. I would need to be, and this isn't me trying to be greedy, it'd have to be like $3,000 a month minimum. And even then, that's just matching like what I do right now, you know? So I don't know. That's that I don't expect to get that far with Patreon. Who knows? It'd be great. Hey, if I get a whole bunch of patrons that make it possible. But I'd love to do, it's not that I'd love to do it full time, but I'd love to do something that's more freeing that I could do, because the one thing with the podcast is I would love to do, like I'm so jealous of podcasters that are able to have a studio, do something visual every single day and record live. instead of just, coming home from work and recording a segment for you guys, but because I have maybe 4 hours to myself to do something, there's only so much I could do. Look, editing a podcast takes a lot of time. Even if it's a 10-minute segment, to record, edit, and put together and upload takes minimum an hour. That 10-minute segment, now you're putting slides and you're putting stuff in the background and really editing it, could take 2 hours, 3 hours, easily. You can't get rich off of modern YouTube. That boat has sailed a long time ago for many people. What are fish wings? Fish wings are picture fish, but it's shaped like barbecue wings or barbecue chicken wings. But they're done in a different kind of texture and style, and they taste delicious. And they usually, depending on what brand of fish wings you buy, they might have Frank's Red Hot sauce put in or different kind of herbs and spices. Delicious. Delicious. And healthy for you. Way better than most things you could eat, let me tell you. Mikey says, I didn't know fish could fly. Some could. Fish could fly. They fly fish. Oscar wants to know, once again, thanks for the giveaway. No problem, Oscar. Thanks you for the love and support. You think we might attend any cons next year for the collection? Well, they announced TFCon LA, and I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to be there for Chicago. I don't have the time for that. Don't have it planned. I'll see. I will see. Like, LA is what's next year, if I remember correctly. I will see. I will see. TFCon LA is a very tempting one. Very tempting one. And I'd love to go to it just because LA is really fun to go to. There's going to be probably a butt ton of guests there. And it would just be really cool to go to LA and just hang out with the fans. Last time we were in LA, there was a nice fire pit at that really nice hotel that they got. Just really cool. Really cool. Loved it. I would love to go to LA, but we'll see. We'll see. Right now, it's nothing. It's literally nothing. Nothing in Montreal, both from stuff that I run or otherwise. Just messing with this little laser rod weapon here. Nothing from Montreal, nothing from anything that I could really think of right now. But if there is another one, it would probably be TFCon LA, maybe. And even then, that's a maybe, because they're slowly starting to open up with the travel and everything and making it easier. Because to me, the big thing is that already when I was crossing, when I was flying, and before this craziness in the world we live in, you had to go to the airport 2 hours early. You sat down like crazy. My friends who've been traveling, they're like, it is a nightmare right now. And I just don't have the time for that. I really don't. So when it gets a little more normal, and I hope it does, it's something I'll consider. It's something I'll consider definitely, To fly out there, look, the flight is going to be like $500. Hotel room is going to be $500. It's $1,000 in the hole right there. $1,000 to hang out with you guys, but also get the headache of travel in this crazy world. When it starts to get a little more normal again, and they're not making us all wait, no joke, wait times of 4 to 5 hours to get on your plane each way. It's crazy. And not to mention getting your luggage, and I'm going to buy a lot of stuff, so I'm going to get 2 suitcases. I like to make life easy for me. There's already enough craziness. DairyCon in spring. I'd love to go to DairyCon, but they'd have to invite me. For me to fly out to Wisconsin and everything, look, you pay my flight and my hotel. I will give you a panel. I will give you a whole bunch of cool stuff. But you got to fly me out, man. And fly Aaron Archer out too. Fly out me and Aaron Archer. We'll give you the most awesome Hasbro podcast panel, whatever, of your lives. Of your lives. Spurtimus Prime. Other than Hot Rod, what's your favorite Transformer toy you own? Oh gosh, I don't know. Well, I wouldn't say favorite, like Hot Rod, like I really like Studio Series 86 Hot Rod, but to say just one Transformer toy that like there's too many good ones. I mean, Masterpiece Dinobot, as in Beast Wars Dinobot, is absolutely fantastic. It's a lot of masterpieces just because they're so good, you know, but then there's sleeper hits, you know, like look, the brand new Nitro Convoy, you know, outside of a few paint decos, this thing is perfect, you know, or Override, excuse me. You know, there's a lot of really good stuff. When you're surrounded, like guys, to pick one is impossible. It's just that this is really awesome right now. This is really awesome right now. To get like in my top 3 favorite Transformer characters of all time: Hot Rod Rodimus Prime, Nitro Convoy, and Road King from Master Force. We don't have a new Road King figure. We have the, you can't even see him, but yeah, the Master Force display. The old Road King figure. That's all we have. So one day they'll do a modern version of Slapdash, which is his Western equivalency. Maybe we'll get him one day. And then we'll get a Road King figure. Who knows? Princeton Family close enough to make a road trip to. I would love to, guys. Let me tell you, I miss the cons. I do. I miss the hunting for cool toys and getting like those. You know, every time I go to a Transformer convention, I always plan to get that one Grail item, like whether it be an animation cell or some kind of rare book, or like, you know, a rare like Japanese figure or something, just, you know, an oddball piece. Every con, like the last TF con I was at, which was, help me out here, was that, no, I'm not counting TF, I'm not going to count TF Con Toronto because that was a different animal, but before the Big V, the last TF Con was TF Con Washington, if I remember correctly, that I went to in 2019, and I think I picked up some upgrade pieces for my Dino King from Azusa. And then I picked up some nice books every time. Like, there's always these really good finds that there is to get there. So to me, like, that's the, you know, those are the things I really miss more than anything. And again, hanging out with people is also awesome. Mikey, what's the absolute worst Transformer toy ever made? I'm going to say anything with GPS, but more specifically Nightscream from Beast Machines. Because he's big toy, so he's out of scale. Nightscream is a ugly looking character, and he's made out of clear plastic that breaks when you transform him. So expensive, out of scale, crappy character, fragile. You're out. Did we ever learn what the Energon monster is? From what I was reading online, it was just a stand-in name for the Bomb Burst Core class. At least that's what it was, a stand-in name for multiple people, just to like not ruin something. Apparently, you know. Rodimus. Oh wait, close enough for road trip. Or the Rodimus powered toys. If I miss anything, just I apologize. Rodimus powered toys. How many of this year TFs you already have and you've managed to get for your collection? Not a lot, actually. I wait. I'm very picky and choosy. When there's stuff that's like, oh my god, I really want it, like those ones, yeah. But I mean, 2022, how many legacy figures do I have? Not a lot. Blaster, Hot Rod, because Blaster was my first Transformer, so I gotta get him. Hot Rod, because he's my boy. Nitro Convoy Override. Jeez. Not a lot, guys, let me tell you. Not a lot. I really take my time. I wait for sales. You know, like, look, this collection didn't happen overnight. This collection happened from being very careful with my money on a Burger King salary back in the 2000s. Now I'm a mechanic. It's a different world today. But back then, you know, I was making, if I was lucky, every 2 weeks I was making $400. If I was lucky, you know? And then, like, taking that $400 and scrounging it to be able to get everything. Blowing every paycheck. So, but not a lot. I'm very picky. I take my time. I do eventually get everything, but I'm very picky with what I pick up. Not to mention I have other things I collect too. You know, video game merchandise and stuff like that. So you got to really manage your money. Where are we at? Mikey says, damn, no love for poor Nightscream. Well, when he has a better toy, and maybe one day he will. Give him a good deluxe class figure. You know, that turns into a bat, and then you could repaint it into Nyx and a whole bunch of other characters. There's one. Optimus Primal. Bat version. Spurtimus again. Spurtimus Prime. What is your thoughts on Transformers Zamanga? Actually have them right here. I'll just grab one. I think it is absolutely amazing. I own the original print. The original phone book print. Let me just pull that one up for a second. Let me grab that. Show it to you guys. Ugh. I own the original phone book print of it, which was that we call it the phone book version because it was like, and yeah, pretty cool. What they did is they made it hardcover. They gave you color pages of all kinds of cool art, which the original Japanese version didn't. It was all black and white through and through. And I think some of the volumes are on sale on Amazon. I heavily suggest if you have not bought it yet, buy it now, because with manga, when they go out of print, all of a sudden they get scalped like crazy. This is a hardcover. It's only 3 volumes, and it's in perfect English, and it comes with those color pages. If you don't own it, get it. I love it. Viz, you did a fantastic job, and I heavily suggest you do the Beast Wars books. Do all the others. Now I have nowhere to put this manga right now. I'm gonna put Hot Rod over here. You know, I get it. If you don't have it, get it. It's really good. Media Max Protoman, what did you think of Mega Man 11? Love Mega Man 11. Way too short. I beat that game in like an hour and a half. Way too short. Original Robot Masters, and then you fight Wily. Way too short of a Mega Man game. Literally after Mega Man 2, it was always beat the Robot Masters, fight some kind of mid-boss kind of thingy, then some kind of other thing, and then Wily Tower. It was, or Wily Castle, or Wily whatever. It was always like that. Mega Man 4, it was Dr. Koziak. Mega Man 5, it was Proto Man. Mega Man 6, it was Dr. X. Mega Man 7, they also kind of like had their own little mid-boss kind of thing with Bass. Mega Man 8, it was with Duo, and it was with the animation and stuff. Mega Man 11 was way too short. I like what they're doing. I like where they're going. Supposedly it's the #1 selling Mega Man game of all time, which I find very interesting, because it was okay. It's not making any top 10 lists in my opinion. Also, I find Mega Man's gait when he runs looks kind of funky, and in all honesty, and I know this might be a controversial statement, I think it's just as good as Mighty #9. Like it's on that same level of like polish and quality. So I don't know. It's good. It's good, but it's definitely not making any top 10 lists. I like what they're doing, but I want more. I want more. Princeton Phalanx, did Hasbro do something about? No, they can't do anything. It's not that he's quiet, it's that he doesn't have anything stolen yet. But he has something stolen recently, so something's coming. He keeps stealing. He keeps stealing, and you people keep watching him, and then he'll keep stealing more, so you guys are going to be the problem. He's a putz anyways. Who cares about him? Mikey, we own them all, and they are beautiful. Everyone needs these. Oh, you're talking about the Legacy toys? Yeah, they're amazing. It's just that Proto Man's not made of money, unfortunately. If I had more money, I gotta really be careful with my money. You know, when you're a homeowner and a car owner, you can't just go crazy. You know, and then there's Magic the Gathering sets for $1,000 and all kinds of crazy stuff. Media Max asks Proto Man, who has the best hand-to-hand Transformer fighters? Who is the best melee fighter? Starsaber and Diatlas. Greatest swordsman in the universe. It'll always be Starsaber and Diatlas. Always those two. If we're talking like physical hand-to-hand, I don't know. Dinobot is pretty crazy, but he's tiny, so that's the one negative. But Dinobot's pretty awesome. Oh man, we have 5 minutes left, guys. We have 5 minutes left in the live stream. Holy moly, we flew today. Apologize again for any of the quality issues that we have here. I have to figure that stuff out over the week. I don't know what's going on. YouTube and Streamlabs had a divorce, I guess, or something. Things are getting pretty crazy. But we got 5 minutes left. I'll use that moment to say thank you again, Anda Seats, for the amazing seats. And thank you, Symbiote Studios, for the amazing plush pins and t-shirts. I don't have to ever own a shirt again. You know what I mean? I don't have to ever own a shirt again because of these guys. They'll always keep sending me t-shirts. Free clothing and free seating. What more could I ask for? Could I get a sponsorship for some food? Hey, Wendy's, I like your burgers. Could I get some coupons? That'd be pretty good. Proto Mang, if Transformers were real, would you join the battle in an exosuit or just leave it for find a peaceful patch of Earth? I'd do it Brave style. Is there some way that I can merge with the robots and help out the war? That's what I would want to do. I wouldn't want to hide. If I could somehow contribute, that'd be pretty cool. Like a Godmaster, Master Force kind of style. That'd be pretty cool. Spurtimus, I just got my hands on a Studio Series 86 Dinobots, and they are amazing. The Grimlock is really cool. I haven't messed with any of the others yet, but the Grimlocks... I should own a Minton Box Slug and Daniel. I don't know why I don't own that. Because my real name's Daniel. It's the Transformer Slag podcast. I should own that set, Minton Box, and just have it in the background. Because it's like the it's the Transformer Slag podcast box set. But I don't. But I should. But I don't. And I never even saw it in retail. Ever. Because by the time that had come out, the Big V was already wrecking the world. So by the time it already passed in retail, I didn't see it anymore. But I should get that one. I really should. I should put some like Canadian Transformer Slag stickers on it. I almost called it by the old podcast name. Good stuff. We're down to the last 3 minutes. People are already falling off and falling asleep. Thank you for staying up. Prince and Phalanx 59, do you think Hasbro sells is about to burst, or are they the housing market? Wait, hold on. Do you think Hasbro sells is about to burst like the housing market did last year? Nah, I think you mean like stocks. Hasbro's going to make money. There's too many. Here's the way that I've always seen it with Hasbro, and this will be the last thing I say, I guess, tonight. Hasbro is one of those companies that they have too many different, revenue from multiple sources that it protects them. Whenever I watch these commenters and they say, oh, Hasbro's going to go bankrupt, and look, I understand their ire and their anger and the stupid things they do, but they also are a big multi-billion-dollar company that gets their money from different places. If they have to sell part of their assets in order to stay afloat, they will. Marvel did it back in the day. Marvel was going bankrupt. They sold their assets to different companies, and they stayed afloat. And then they ended up getting bought by Disney in the end. Hasbro will always exist. Even if they... Oh, and not to mention, look, again, these guys here make them all the money. Not these guys. These guys that are cardboard make them all the money. Think about it. They take a toy and then they sell it to you for, like, in this case, because this is a Voyager class, but they sell it to you for $29.99 to $34.99. But all of this cardboard here is then sold in the equivalency of just cardboard, and they sell it for like 50, 60 bucks. No plastic, no action figure on the inside, no engineering, no designing. If anything, this is a loss leader in a lot of ways. And this is making them all the money. And with record sales and the whales, Hasbro will do just fine. It's only us that I worry about. I worry about us. I don't worry about Hasbro. Hasbro's going to be just fine. They're all going to make their money. They're going to laugh. All the people that worked for them that they might fire or get rid of or lay off, they're going to have to worry in the second half of their lives because all the money trickles up. It rarely trickles down to the talented people involved in those companies. And it's something, the way that I see it is, You know, I just worry about us because they're going to put out product that's going to be intriguing, and they're going to be like, you know, we could ask $35.99, but why don't we ask $50 and then say that it's limited and that it's, you know, we're only going to do so many of them, and then, oh no, FOMO settles in, and then if you don't get it, because we live in an eBay world where these guys are just going to show up on eBay for triple the price. That's the thing, is they're very aware of the secondary market. They are very aware of it. And they take advantage of that. When they see Unicron sell for $1,000, $2,000, they go, hey, how many Unicrons sold for over $2,000 on eBay last week? Oh, 4 of them? And the week after that? Oh, another 6? They're paying attention. So you got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that. I'm just going to read the last few green chats and then we're out of here, people. I'm not going to, I can't respond to them, unfortunately. Where are we at here? Media Max, love you, bro. You're my favorite podcast. Always listen to you multiple times. Thank you, Media Max, for all the love and support. Thank you for the kind words. Horned Owl, what do you think they will rename the Insecticon Venom instead of the Insecticon Venom? They will not use Venom. They will not use Venom. That name is too much of a marquee name within Hasbro. There is a Marvel Legends Venom subline. So they can't. It's too much Marvel stuff. It's like Iron Fist. It's like a lot of others. They'll just go with Venom. They have that trademark. So that's the way I see it. Anyways, guys, that's it for tonight. We are done. We are going to call it an evening. I hope the audio quality was good. I hope everything worked out in the end. Everything had to be patched together at the last second. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for the super chats that we had tonight. Thank you for the YouTube members that have joined and will join in the future. Or alternatively, Patreon is the way to go if you want to help support the podcast. If there was a reminder today, YouTube had a huge crash. Everyone wasn't making any monetization or money. You always got to have different sources of revenue. And that's why I always feel that Patreon, I will always keep Patreon because it's always a safe way to make money on the side. Even if like YouTube collapses and we lose everything, I'll always have Patreon as a way to help fund this podcast and put money into it to make everything look good and sound good and be good. I hope it's good. I hope you like it. I hope everything works out. And I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I believe it's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. I don't know what it is for my American brothers. I know it's Canadian Thanksgiving. I don't really pay attention to these things. They're not that important to me. But I have a long weekend, so Monday I'll be able to relax a little bit. There still will be a podcast segment, but at least I have Monday off, so that's fantastic. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. Take care of everyone around you. The world is not as negative a place as people think it is. Stop looking at Twitter. Stop looking at social media. People are morons, and the lonely people will only want to bring you down because they're unhappy when you are. Take care of yourself. I'm out of here. I'm going to go have some fish wings because you guys made me want more fish wings. Good night, everybody. Roll out.